Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be what films I watched in the month of February 2024. But first, I've got a quick health update for you. Now, recently, obviously, you know about the whole MS thing, and it's quite funny to be diagnosed with something like that, and you think to yourself, all these bad things, and actually nothing bad's happened. The best thing about it is I've been kind of going backwards and forwards to the doctors, and I've found them to be absolutely amazing, and they've helped me out no end. So today I'm going to start my medication for the first time. Now, as a sort of slight channel update, is going to be that I don't know how I'm going to react to this medication. Hopefully, it'll just do what it's got to do and nothing else. But you never know; it might have some side effects to it. So if you see a bit of a sort of the video is sort of like dropping off a little bit, hopefully that won't happen. But if it does, you'll know that that's what the case is. The medication is not the best for us, but fingers crossed, it's all going to go smoothly. So we are both attacking this with a positive mental attitude, and I can't stress how good the support I've had from the clinical staff and everywhere I've went for any sort of problems I've had. It's been great actually to receive all this help, and they couldn't be more helpful for me, which is great. I can literally have a hotline to somebody and say, I have a problem with this. I don't know how to do this, filling forms in, and they always get back to you and they tell you what it's going to be about. So, God forbid anybody gets any health complaints, but just rest assured that if you're in the same kind of boat as I am with MS, you can get some serious help for where it's needed. And don't feel like you're alone by this, because you're not at all. I literally have help at every corner. So it's all going well. And but hopefully this medication, when I get it, it'll be okay, and it won't be a bit strange. I won't come in here with any strange, reactions to it. But just wanted to say as well, thanks for everybody behind the scenes who have been asking me about this, and it's going as good as it can do. It's going well. We've both got positive mental attitudes. We're trying to look forward to the next thing. When the next thing comes, we can tick that off the box and say, I've done that. So I've been told to check my blood pressure for a week, which I did. And I've just been talking to the nurse. She's been had a full phone consultation. Tell us this is where we need to go with that. Hopefully, what they're going to do is going to try and get the blood pressure down without getting medication, because they don't want to give us that medication when I'm taking the medication for the MS at the same time. Because if anything goes wrong, they don't know which medication it'll be. I'm seeing go wrong. Fingers crossed, it's not going to cause that much of a mayhem. So, just thought I'd put that out there, and you can see where I'm at the minute. I'm doing well. I'm doing good. I'm positive. I'm enjoying life, and you know, it's all about that. So, thanks once again for everybody who's wished me well over this. Really appreciate that. Cheers. So what I'll do is I'll quickly go through these things which I've got other videos for, and you can look at them if you want to know my full thoughts on these. So I will say that my number one movie that I've watched this month is, of course, King of the Gypsies. This is an amazing imprint edition. So I'm going to leave a link down below to the full description of what I talk about this movie. I absolutely loved it. And on the same respect, I'm going to talk about Lenny as well. I've got that one. This is an amazing movie as well. These two are just one of the best, two of the best movies I've seen recently. This one for the first time. Can't recommend this highly enough. Like I say, my movie of the month. And take a look at that link down below to see the full um, description on those videos. Also, as well, I've been digging into this. Now I'm actually watching the third one today while I'm waiting in for my medication to get delivered. So I'll finish that off today. So what I'll do is I will finish the whole lot off in this set and do a ranking of them. But I'm having a really good time with them. These movies look fantastic, actually. Even on Blu-ray, they look stunning. So God knows what the 4K looks like. So if you're thinking about getting the 4K, they should look amazing, because these Blu-rays look fantastic, especially the third one, which I'm starting at the minute. So yeah, I want to thank my good friend Dave and Jill for sending me this set, because it's a long time overdue to watch this. And I will give you a sort of ranking on them on a video coming up, because I'll probably have them all watched by the end of next month. And lastly, a link down below. I'll watch Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. I'll leave down that video down below if you haven't seen it already, and I'll talk at length about this movie and what I think about the actual presentation and everything about it. But stunning release on 4K, can you believe it? So first up, I watched The Black Cat, Lucio Fulci's movie from 1981. Now, I watched this on the Arrow video. This is the DVD from my good friend Ken Sparnan, who gave me this collection here. Can you believe it? I'm just showcasing this one. And I want to thank Ken once again for doing that for me. And when I saw this one was in the set, I thought, you know what it is? I'm going to watch that again. I did watch the Arrow Blu-ray, but this one's it's quite a decent release. I've got to say, if you're a fan of this movie, I want to get this movie on a DVD. This is a great one to get, and it's fully uncut as well on here. So with Fulci making this at the same time he was making House by the Cemetery, The Beyond, Zombie Flesh Eaters, New York Ripper. This is classed as kind of one of his lower ones, but it's not for me. I do have a really good time in this movie. I do think of it more like a Hammer movie. It's got a lot of English people in this one. It's actually filmed in England as well, believe it or not. So it's quite a strange one for Fulci. The gore in here is good, but it's not anywhere near like as just broke off there because I thought somebody was knocking at the door because I'm expecting something to get delivered from Amazon. And this was there, put through the door. So, what does it say? Community. If anybody was wondering if I have any political beliefs, I think I've just answered it. I think that all politics should be renamed bollock-ticks. Anyway, getting back to the Black Cat, unfortunately, it is overshadowed by Fawlty's great four movies that he did in this period. But I do urge anybody who hasn't seen this one, do get it watched and do know that it's not as gory as the rest of it, but it's quite atmospheric and it's set in the UK as well. One of the rare ones he's set in the UK. And it's got quite a good story and quite good acting and quite a good cast in here as well. So with a big shout out to Ken Sparnan, hope we can meet up soon. That is the Black Cat. So the next four films are all Vinegar Syndrome releases, and I want to thank my good friend Martin Cully for helping me to get these ones. Can't thank you enough, mate. Really appreciate that. So I'll put these in ranking of how I enjoyed them, although I will say I enjoyed them all. So first up, and by no means least, is The Black Room. This is a Section 3 video nasty. And when I put this on, I mean, the picture quality is quite good actually, considering it's a Blu-ray. And I thought, this is not going to look that good because I never heard anyone even mention this movie, never mind release it. But it was pretty good. It's not the best, but it's, it's the best it can be, I would say. Now, when I put this on, at first I was thinking, where is this movie going? It was a really strange movie. This couple here are kind of, I would say they have an open relationship. And for some reason, and I don't know why this is even a thing, this is filmed from 1981, I think, that this is the wife and this is the husband. The husband has a free pass to go and get himself and hire this room, the Black Room, from this guy here, from this well couple. And what he has is he can just say, right, I can go to this room and take anybody I like there. And his wife is kind of all right with that. And actually, she visits the room as well, which I don't really understand, but it was quite different for that. But the main thing about this movie is that in this black room, when this couple, him and this fella and his wife, they do set these people up in this room. They obviously film them in the room, and obviously as well, what they want to do is when there's people come up here, because I think what they're saying is when these people come here, they kind of don't want anyone to know about it. And I think they don't realize that the wife kind of half knows about this. So when they get the people there, they try and this fella needs blood for a blood transfusion all the time, and he has to get these people to get the blood transfusion off him, and he kind of gets the blood off them, and that's how he kind of survives in a way. That's not all the story. I'm not telling you everything about it, but that's kind of what you can know about this one. I didn't know anything about it actually, so I wouldn't say this was a horror movie, but I like the setup of it because it's kind of different to what you normally get in these sort of like, shall we say, suspense thriller movies. So that's The Black Room. Next up is Terminal Island. This is the 4K, and the 4K looks absolutely amazing. Now, Martin sent this to me, and said, would you like this one? I'm like, wow, what can I say? It's a strange movie because it was made by a woman director, and she kind of focuses on the men to start off with, who are being really brutal towards women. And you think, wow, it's a bit of an odd one to think that a woman would have that slant. But the slant's there for a reason because of the retribution for the women on the men in this island. All these reprobates who are bound up for first degree murder are just put on this island and they just say, knock yourself out, you can do what you want. So these form groups and like they have like sort of hierarchy and all that. But it's really good actually in the 4K is stunning on here, but it's got a lot of people who are in Magnum PI. Actually, Tom Selleck's in it, and also I think this fella here was in it, and I think one of the girls in it appeared in not TJ Hooker, Magnum PI. So yeah, it got a weird caliber. It does at times come across. It starts off a little bit like one of these I'm going to say it reminds me kind of like Planet of the Apes TV series in a strange fashion. But this is a brutal movie. It's got some quite shocking scenes in it. But I found it more like a sort of action movie, like a fun action movie. But great cast, great setting as well in this island and this group and what they get up to and all that. And this fella who's meant to be the sort of real head honcho of this place. It's a good movie. It's really I like these movies because you know when you don't know anything about a movie, and you get this one, you put it on. I know zero about it, and I had a really good time with it. I like it when you get movies like that. So that's Terminal Island. Next up is Auntie Lee's Meat Pies. What a cover that is! What an actual presentation this is. This looks stunning. It's a Blu-ray, but you could actually think it was a 4K. You've never seen nothing like it for picture quality. Vinegar Syndrome, like I say, they just do stunning. I don't know how they do it, but they do stunning presentations. Do know when you get it, you will get the best version. I know the Black Room's not that great compared to this, but that's the best they can look. So I'm happy with that. This one is one of these movies. Kind of like I was thinking to myself, is it a bit like Texas Chainsaw Massacre because Auntie Lee she makes these meat pies. Now she has this group who are in this house of these sort of like femme fatales, and they go out and they sort of get hitchhikers. They take them back and they kill them. They bring them back to the house, and then obviously they go on the pies. And everybody loves their pies, including the police chief, who is I can't remember his name, but was he in I think he was in sort of Magnum PI as well, which is crazy, I think. But he's been in quite a few movies, and I think he actually passed away just shortly after this one, was a bit sad because he was great in this movie. Now, this she's got this sort of henchman in here who's Michael Berryman, who is actually, well, you're seeing he's a henchman, he follows these people around, and he's a great character. And what he did was, because I thought to myself, he looks a bit different. And I was watching in the extras on here, he took his false teeth out when he was doing this part because he thought it was better for the part. And yeah, he hasn't got his false teeth in, and his character is amazing. And the whole thing about it is it's just like not a stupid comedy, it's a crazy comedy, and it gets nasty in places as well, which is what it's all about really. You want to see something that's a bit different, but it's like similar to Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the fact that the making pies out these people, but it's not really like that. But you've got the kind of deep south element as well, because Auntie Lee sounds like she's from the deep south and she's always cooking food and all that, but she's very puritanical, which is odd because she's got all of these people hanging around and she sends them out to do all these like dastardly things. But it was a great movie, great fun movie, great cover, great presentation from Vinegar Syndrome. If you can see it in the sale, do pick it up. That's Auntie Lee's meat pies. And I'm a vegetarian. Last up is Primal Rage. I had the best time with this 4K. It was astounding. But this movie was so good. I was kind of thinking it was going to go in a different. I haven't seen this movie. When I looked at it, I thought, oh, I'm sure I saw this like way back when, but I haven't. I didn't recognize any part of this movie. And it takes place with this fella who is he's introducing this sort of vaccine or something to this monkey who actually bites somebody in actually the characters I've got in here are one of the 80s characters. When you get these good bunch of 80s characters, like they only seem to be around in the 80s, you get all these like, the similar tropes that they've got. But the fella who gets bitten in this, he's kind of like the bit of the class clown. And when he gets bitten in it, he kind of gradually turns into this kind of weird. I was thinking he was going to do a sort of transformation into this. Going to call it like a baboon, but he doesn't. He just gets this like sort of rage inside him, just goes crazy. And then obviously anyone he touches or bites, they do the same. So, and there's an antidote flying around in this as well, so they might get saved, possibly. But this is a great film. I just think the characters in here were absolutely brilliant. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. I was expecting it to be enjoyable, but I found myself having a really good time with this. Amazing 4K on here, amazing quality on the slipcover, as always. So I can't thank Martin Cully enough for sending me this one as well, which is another one. I mean, come on, it's just, it's absolutely baffling, but I'm so appreciative of that, Martin. Can't thank you enough, mate. So thanks for watching. You take care. And with a shout out to my good friend, Mikkel Heitzman, this one's for you. Cheers.
Dream of the secret, you better check. Sparkle up to, legend, oh legend.